Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richey, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know, a student, a business entrepreneur, or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dreams by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be losers, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
Have you ever seen a parent stressed out and needed a stress reliever with their child? One morning I was coming out of a store and saw a mother and her 3 or 4-year-old son. She was highly upset, actually beginning to yell at him. However, the more upset she became, it seemed the calmer the child became. He sat down on the sidewalk, crisscross applesauce, folded his arms, and looked up at her with a smile. You see, the angrier she became, the calmer he became, because he had the control of the situation. Hi, I'm Frizelma Lynn. I am the CEO and founder of Frizelma Teaching Parents, LLC. I'm a retired teacher, school district administrator, an author, speaker, and I am the Parenting 911 coach. My mission is to rescue families by equipping parents with proven, effective, and practical strategies to enhance their parenting skills. Many times we as a society expect parents to teach, train, and raise their children without providing the necessary tools they need to accomplish this. However, parenting issues cannot be resolved without intervention. Therefore, Frizelma Teaching Parents has provided coaching programs, digital courses, and live webinar trainings to provide step-by-step research-based parenting strategies, even for parents whose children are disrespectful, defiant, for those who have been diagnosed with ADD and ADHD, and even for parents of adult children. No longer will you have the need to feel like you are a failure as a parent. You'll now have the tools needed for each situation. Trust me on this one. Go to www.parenting911.org. Book a 15-minute strategy session with me or choose one of the coaching programs. Our training helps parents relieve stress.
Cash flow 5-10-10-75.
I use the cash flow app to keep track of my charities.
Cash flow 5-10-10-75 helps you manage expenses, helps keep track of charitable giving, helps you save your money. Cash flow 5-10-10-75. Download it today. Cashflow 5-10-10-75 would like to wish the Cyber Bears good luck in this year's first robotics competition.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why Be Direct was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to Be Direct's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business lifecycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. but corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, Be Direct Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to Be Direct Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change, and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
I
Good
am Black
afternoon,
Business.
owners.
From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Pamela Kelly, and I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, Alabama, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Today, our keynote speaker is Frizelma Lynn. Ms. Lynn is the CEO and founder of Parenting 911 University. Parenting 911 University is a leading online education platform that provides school districts with parenting 911 coaches who focus on a comprehensive parental involvement plan to empower parents as major stakeholders in their child's education and prepare staff members through professional development workshops on how to compassionately work with parents. As a retired teacher, assistant principal, adult and community ed coordinator, and a federal programs coordinator, all of Ms. Lynn's educational background is compiled with her parent coaching and personality profile certifications to promote a deeper family connection through structure, communication, relatability, empowerment, and community. Mrs. Lynn and her husband are parents of 6 adult children and 9 grandchildren. She is a cancer survivor and thriver who continued to teach, coach, and mentor in the face of her life-threatening adversity. Through this experience, she became a published award-winning author. Her latest book focuses on transforming discipline in 3 steps, entitled You Need a Butt Whooping. It is sold on Amazon. The main focus, though, is that discipline is not punishment. It teaches the 3 steps of the discipline process. She is always striving to make a difference in people's lives, especially children. So without further ado, I introduce to you Mrs. Priselma Lynn with Parenting 911 University.
Hello. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction.
You're welcome, Priselma.
Thank you. All right. Well, I am Priselma Lynn, and I'm here before you to discuss a topic that is near and dear, should be near and dear to all of our hearts, because it affects every human being. No one escapes this. No one is exempt. It's for everyone. It not only affects all of us right now, but it also affects the future generations that will come after us. As Pam said, I am Priselma Lynn, CEO of Parenting 911 University, and the topic that we're discussing today is parenting. Yes, I know so many of us think that that's not an interesting topic, not an important topic. You know, we're so familiar with that. Oh, yeah, we know all about parenting. But let's really, really stop for a second and think about, do we actually know everything there is about parenting? And even for those that say yes, did you ever make a mistake as a parent? Did your parents ever make a mistake? I mean, all of us have. All of us have. So that means we don't know everything there is. Many parents today are struggling with being parents, making the decisions, juggling life. So we've got to bring parenting back to the forefront and pay more attention to how we parent. Parenting affects every human being. All of us have a mother and a father. There were 2 parents for us to be conceived. It is one of the most important and rewarding roles we undertake in this life. However, it can also be one of the most challenging due to the significant impression it has on the ultimate success of our children's lives. Remember, we are molding their lives. We are the ones, as they say, parents are the first teachers. We are the ones molding their lives. During this parenting journey, and it is a journey, not just a destination. It's funny. A friend of mine, her 2 children were maybe 18 and 17. One was a senior, one was a junior, and she was so excited about graduation coming because she said to me, "Oh, I will not have to parent anymore in just another year." And I just laughed. And she couldn't understand why, but it was because we don't stop parenting. We just have to learn how to parent on a different level. We have to pivot and parent in a different way once our children become adults, but we are still their parents. All right. So, along this parenting journey, just remember we don't have much time to provide all the skills, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the character traits that our children will need. We don't have much time. We don't have time to waste. In just 936 weeks, we need to have provided and modeled for our children all that they need to become adults in this world, to be able to provide for themselves and their families, to have skills and knowledge and confidence, to be able to talk with anyone, anywhere, to be able to understand teamwork, to be able to control themselves emotionally, to have social skills, all those things and more. So Parenting 911 University helps provide that part for parents to enhance all parenting skills, parenting knowledge, child development knowledge. It helps parents be more confident as parents as they make decisions. And it also, on the other hand, helps to intervene and remind educators about passionate engagement, how to collaborate with parents. So we teach parents and we also train educators, because our uniqueness is not just about checking off boxes to say we completed whatever the grant requirements are. It's not just about research and whatever, the research is showing how we analyze that information. It's really about bringing the community together, the family, the school, and other stakeholders in the community, bringing everyone back together, all for one reason, all for the benefit and the success of each child. You see, it still takes a village. It still takes a village. The village has changed. It's not quite what it used to be. In some cases, parents feel like they have no village at all. However, when we pull all elements of the community back together to work together, then the child benefits even more. So along with Parenting 911 University being a leading online parent coach training center, we are training those Parenting 911 coaches to work with the parents, of course, and to work with the teachers, of course. But as we recruit, we are also involving retired teachers because of their knowledge and their experience and their credentials and the fact that they already have a heart for the community. We want to involve them as well. Remember, I told you we're bringing the community back together, creating that village that the children need, creating that village that the children need to thrive. So out of all that we do at Parenting 911 University, it's all for the benefit of the children. It's all for the success of the children. You see, I believe that all children should be raised in a home where there is structure and there is discipline and there is communication, where they are nurtured, where they feel safe, where they feel they belong, and they know that someone's looking out for their best interest at all times. All children deserve that. And at Parenting 911 University, we provide the tools needed for parents and for teachers to share with those children on a daily basis. Many of us honestly think that when we see the state of parenting, that it's okay to just complain about, parents today, parents just not like parents used to be, bad parents, this or that. And as a society, we say those negative things. However, not many of us are honestly reaching out and helping a parent be a better parent, helping to provide that parent with the tools and strategies they actually need to be better. All right. I see that you are here. So that means we're ready to chat even more.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Mrs. Lynn. I have a ton of questions because all that you were sharing is so relevant to what parents are looking for today. So if I may begin with this question, how does parenting training benefit children's emotional well-being and development?
Wow. Excellent question. We have to understand that right now, emotional learning, emotional health, emotional well-being is at the forefront. Many children don't know how to handle emotions, how to control the emotions. They don't have a skill set of what to do when the emotions rise up. So, along with home and school, we have to provide for children and a way, a coping mechanism, so to speak, of what to do when emotions start to rise, because all of us have them. Many times children are acting out emotionally because something else is missing. Something else that they need is not showing up in their lives. Think about a can of soda. If you take that can of soda and you shake it and you shake it and then you pop the top, what's going to happen? It's going to explode and spew out. So many times when children are behaving in a way that is not appropriate or not acceptable, many times it's them crying out for help, crying out to be taught what to do when that emotion arises. They may not have words to explain it. They are not quite sure why they feel it, and they don't know what to do with it. So at Parenting 911 University, we help parents because children are not the only ones that are expressing themselves when they are emotionally traumatized. The parents as well are expressing themselves in ways that we would call acting out, because many parents don't know how to calm themselves, control themselves, and then talk through what they're feeling, what's going on, what triggered it, and now what to do about it, how to resolve this issue, this problem. I'm in the middle of it. Now, what do I do about it? How do I resolve it? So we work with parents because we need to teach them how to handle their emotions as well, so that they can now teach their children how to handle their emotions as well. Teachers, because Parenting 911, we work with parents and educators or child care providers. We also work with teachers because they have to understand, yes, we want every child to be the perfect child, but we have to understand too that every child is not, because they don't have the skills. And it's up to the educators to also be trained on how to help provide the strategies students need. Even in a parent-teacher conference, educators need to be trained how to how to collaborate with parents and help guide parents who don't know how to handle emotional situations as well. So we make sure that we cover that emotional well-being portion. All of us need to have that emotional well-being. And like I said at the beginning of the answer, usually people act out, parents, children, because a need is not being met and they don't know how to resolve the issue.
Well, that is an excellent illustration of how the interaction between child, parent, and even teacher is so crucial. And it sounds like there's a lot of preparedness that has to take place before you interact with the child, is even to the point of addressing your own unmet needs, as you were saying, and preparedness in how to talk to our children. So can you provide examples of how improved parent-child relationships positively impact children's behavior and social interactions?
Certainly. All right. So, children need, well, and all of us, but children need a strong, trusting relationship with their parents. They need that before they go out to school or go out to any community event or playing at the playground. They need a strong, trusting relationship with their parents. So what parents have to understand is that just because you provided a roof over their head, clothes on their back, and food on the table, that's not all that parenting is. Those are the basics. Now we have to move into relationship. And many times we are finding that there is no bond, no relationship between parents and their children. So, the question, how do we improve the relationship? First, parents have to learn better communication. I call it in the book, you need a butt whooping. I call that deeper communication, because parents think that just saying, you have a good day at school, and the child go, and the parents say, they just move on. Well, that wasn't really communication. You need to be able to talk with them in a way they want to listen and they want to respond. So you have to talk with them on their level, kind of in their own language, so that they truly want to talk with you. The other part of that is, in relationship building, any kind of relationship building, you have to spend time together, communicate. There has to be a level of honesty, or the relationship will soon crumble. So parents also have to learn to be honest with their children. Now, many parents have an issue with that because, you have to be vulnerable to do that. And they don't want their children to know they made mistakes, did wrong, all of that. But that's a part of also teaching your children how to handle problems when they occur in their lives. So parents have to understand the relationship between them and each child, not 2 or 3 out of the 5, but each individual child needs a special relationship, a special bond, a way to have that special tie with their parents. Even parents of adult children struggle many times because of communication. We've never had adult children before. So many parents don't know how to communicate with them, and it breaks down the relationship. So communication is vital. Learn how to talk to your children in a respectful manner, regardless to the age. Just learn how to talk to them respectfully. Be honest with them. Bond with them. Talk with them in a way that they want to talk back to you. Relationship is truly important. So we make sure our parent coaches, our parenting 911 coaches, before they complete their training and receive their certification, that they understand the importance of communication. Parents need to communicate better. Teachers need to communicate better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so if you can also speak to why it is important for parents to seek support from a community like Parenting 911.
Absolutely. So in seeking support, first of all, you're saying I'm investing in myself and my family. It's not so much about all the things you don't know, but it is about elevating your skills, enhancing your skills, learning things in a different way, seeing things in a different light, to be able to deal with situations that will occur. One of my quotes is, I believe all parents at some point along this journey need a coach, because we don't know what's going to occur. We don't know what all the circumstances will be. And so when parents reach out, that just means they are seeking to be the most absolute best parents they can possibly be for their children. And it's important for parents to invest in being even better, in improving even more, because our children truly deserve the best. Now with Parenting 911 University, when a parent joins any of our programs, our digital courses, then they can work at their own pace. Of course, you choose the coaching programs, the bundle, the package that you need most, because we know where we are, and we know our strengths and weaknesses. We know what's kind of falling apart a bit at home, whether it's structure, the rules, the routines, or whether it's discipline, not knowing how to discipline properly. One mother said that when the father is home, the children listen to him. They never listen to her. They actually almost laugh in her face. They don't take her seriously. And she didn't know how to walk through the 3 steps of discipline for her children. So we have to make sure we invest and not just allow things to keep going. On the other hand of that, with Parenting 911 University, schools and school district administrators need to invest as well, because our ultimate goal is to have a Parenting 911 coach in every school across the country, across the world, because parenting is just that vital to the success of a child's life.
Well, I think you've really finalized some key points, being investment, making that investment, making it a community investment, a parent investment, a school investment. All of those have to be a commitment that takes place. So it sounds like the resources you're offering are just so comprehensive. And if I may ask you to go ahead and just share with us your preferred way for viewers to connect with you, if you can give your website,
Absolutely.
That would be great.
Absolutely. They can go to www.parenting911.org. Once they're there, they can choose a program, a course, Those who are retired educators can join the group, the tribe. They can start their training and become a Parenting 911 coach as well. But www.parenting911.org.
Well, I think you've also offered really a wonderful opportunity, even for parents. Once they invest and participate and gather the training, that they could also become a coach. So I think that's an exciting opportunity that your organization offers. So at this time, Ms. Brazelma Lynn with Parenting 911, I want to thank you for your time and sharing such great information. And to our viewers, I want to say to all of us, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you. So at this time, we want to talk about the Black Business Expo mission, which is to promote our scholarships. The Black Business Expo mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use Cash App that's on the screen below and say $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpo.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for this month. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Artist to me is a creative expression of something from nothing. You know, it explodes onto the canvas, or it explodes on in my work. One of the things that I try to do more than anything is I try to just give the lines and the movements and emotions and expressions into what I do. Art really means to me a chance to express how I feel deep down inside. Most of my art begins as a thought that I might have, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's history, whether it's a woman or a man. It pretty much starts as an idea of thought before I get into the actual image of what I'm going to draw. I do a lot of historical pieces. I was a history minor in college, and I love to do history pieces. And a lot of times I'm thinking about history, and then I try to I try to make that history impact you as you look at it. That's one of the reasons I do pictures so large. People ask me, why do I do the pictures so big? And I tell them, I want the piece to impact them as they're looking at it, to kind of dominate them, to dominate their space. And most of my pieces I try to do off page. I don't try to do anything that's going to be in those four corners, or in a square. And I want your imagination to be a part of the piece that you're looking at. The way I feel when I'm drawing, when I'm creating something, is I feel free. I feel like there is an anticipation of something that's going to come. I try not to draw first. I try to draw second. And what I mean by that is I try to allow myself to kind of get into the piece and just relax. Sometimes I miss time. I'll draw 2-3 hours, sometimes 4 hours. And while I'm drawing, it's just a free. I just feel free. I mean, I feel like time stands still. That's what it's all about in terms of the lines and the colors of my work, is to get an expression, to go deeper and past just what you see on the surface, but to go and try to find an expression that everybody gets a different taste of what that expression is, whether it's anger or whether it's being happy or whether it's being, kind of calm or nonchalant. That expression that people take away from the piece is the most important part of what I do as an artist. Bold is the size of my pieces, where I try to do the piece larger than life, to kind of push forward toward you. That's what the boldness is all about. It's not so much about the lines, it's about the size. The Face of Change art show is inspired by my mother, but more importantly, it's a historical moment in time as the pieces depict different emotions and expressions of Barack Obama. The 44th president is indicative of the 44 pieces of art that I have done in this particular collection. When you begin to think about expressions and portraits, this is a portrait gallery of expressions of what transpired as Barack Obama ran for office. Some of the pictures are abstract and some are expressionistic. And I combined both of those forms of art to create this collection of art pieces. Overcomer, brilliant, ambitious, motivated, awesome. Obama. I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6, and then I traveled back and forth to D.C. because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting, and she does a lot of artistic things. And then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer, and my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglasses. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, you know, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet, but I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you know, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces, or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. Well, what happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style, and it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, you know, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, you know, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at it. You know, I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. You know, I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. You know, people asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know, a student, a business entrepreneur, or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dream by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be leaders, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Hello and good day. Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Dr. Sade Adu, and I am your business moderator for the afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities from around the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our first speaker is Barbara H. Smith. Barbara H. Smith is the celebrity speaker trainer, and she is a renowned TEDx speaker, best-selling author, and executive coach. With degrees in information technology and a 20-year cybersecurity career, she excels in making complex concepts accessible through her art of storytelling talks. As CEO of BHS and Associates LLC since 2016, Barbara specializes in executive coaching and corporate training. A media darling, Barbara has appeared on shows like The Doctors and in Authority Magazine. She hosts the Empowering You show on Amazon Fire and Roku, engaging audiences with her dynamic communication style. Her accolades include the Estelle Collins Global Inspiration Award, an International I Change Nations Award I Change Nations World Civility Ambassador. Barbara is a Genius is Common movement master. She's a presenter. She has assisted top organizations like Capital One, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Canon to build strong leadership teams. Committed to ministry and philanthropy, she shows that she supports the Natasha House for homeless women and children. Barbara is a devoted wife, a mother, a grandmother, and resides in Hampton Roads, Virginia, with her husband Robert, her mother Queen Agnes, and her mother, Queen Agnes, is her greatest inspiration. We are excited and honored to have Barbara H. Smith here today with us. And remember, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Adu, for that wonderful, warm introduction. Exciting, exciting, exciting. I am grateful to be here with you today, and I'm grateful that you're hosting this afternoon's event. I love being on the Black Business Expo, and I love seeing new talent and new faces all the time. So yes, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side. Well, today I want to talk to you about engagement. If you're a leader, and I know you are, because otherwise you would not be in business, you want to make sure that you engage with your employees. Now, many of us may not have employees, but that's not going to be to your advantage. Employees or team members. And this talk that I want to do is about quiet quitting. Some years ago, I worked in an organization that will remain nameless at this point, but I worked in an organization that hired me to do technical training. In the arena of doing the technical training, I gathered requirements. I spoke to all the individuals involved, the leaders and the employees, and found out what they needed, what they wanted, where the gaps and seams were for the training that they were in need of. Excited about what I was going to be doing, I went back to my desk, diligently working to get all of the requirements put together for this team. We get to a team meeting for my team, and my direct report says, "So Barbara, what are you working on?" And I said, "I'm so excited. I have the training all put together for the team that wants this training." And his response was, "I didn't tell you to do that." Now, I'm in a leadership position to create training because that's what I do, and that's what I was hired to do. And this leader, who was my superior, stated that that's not what I told you to do. I didn't ask him permission, was his exact words. And I thought to myself, why do I need to ask you permission when this is my job? At that moment, I didn't know what quiet quitting was, but that is exactly what I did. So my point to the story is, after not being heard, after not being considered, after not being allowed to do my job, I decided I'd do nothing. And that's what's happening more and more all across the world. And so what are some causes of quiet quitting? It's you're burnt out. Your employees are burnt out. And even you can get burned out as an entrepreneur or a leader, thought leader. And what happens when that happens? If you don't get recognition, or you have an unclear career path, or your work life is out of balance, it could cause you to do what we call quiet quitting. And what happens is this, I don't want to say laziness, but this laziness comes over you that makes you not want to perform. We have to understand why people quiet quit. People quiet quit in relationships. they have gone along so long with this one person and decided that they don't recognize them anymore. They don't appreciate them anymore. They don't hear them anymore. And they just kind of sit back and do nothing. But there are reasons why people in the past looked at work from a certain standpoint. They looked at work as a paycheck, and that was okay with them. They looked at work for job satisfaction, and that was okay. And they looked at their boss as someone who cared about them. Today, it is not like that. Our future employees, our future team members, our future coworkers are looking for purpose in their work. They're looking for development. How are you developing not only yourself as a leader, entrepreneur, thought leader, how are you developing those who are on your team? They're looking for coaching. Can you say that you are mentoring someone other than yourself in the workplace? There's some statistics that come from Gallup. You know, Gallup polls are very well known for research. And they ask a question, who's responsible for quiet quitting? And believe it or not, leadership is responsible. Now you're talking my lane. As a corporate strategist and a corporate trainer and executive coach, what I do is help leaders understand not just themselves and what drives them, but what drives your employees. What drives those people you want to give strategic goals to elevate your company or your business? You first have to know your why. You, the entrepreneur, the thought leader, the owner, business owners. If you don't know why you wake up every day to go out and get at it, then you need to take a step back and really consider how important it is to know your why. I used to work for an organization that said your why should make you cry. And if that why doesn't drive you and make you excited to get up every morning, then you may want to reconsider the path that you're on. The next thing you want to do is conduct surveys of your organization. Now, surveys can be a very daunting task if you don't know how to conduct a survey. I can help you with that. But the survey has to be anonymous and it has to be acted upon, because there have been many companies who do surveys to say they did the survey, a check in the box. But what they do with the information afterwards will allow the employees to see your transparency and your authenticity. Are you just doing a survey just to do a survey to find out what's going on? People understand the fake when they see it. They understand that there's no need for me to fill this out because you're not going to do anything about it. But your surveys need to be, one, anonymous, and two, have an intention to take action. That has to align with not only the employees' performance and goals, but the strategic goals of the organization. That transparency and trust means you want to share the company's goals. You have a goal as an organization. You have a goal as a business owner. You have a goal as an entrepreneur. When you're working with your team, it needs to be transparent, something they can help you see your vision, see where you're going, and have input that is valued. When employees and team members understand that their input is valued and is taken seriously, they are very much apt to help you reach your goals. Encourage that communication through autonomous, free giving of surveys or suggestion boxes. Now, I know suggestion boxes sounds like an old-fashioned way of doing things, but when they're anonymous, and only when they're anonymous, will these suggestions be offered or given. I've seen people with suggestion boxes that didn't work, and I wondered to myself, are they really implementing the ideas of employees? And it's important to implement the ideas of employees because when you have a diverse, autonomous employee pool or team member pool, you would be surprised at the unique and original ideas that come from the most unexpected person. And that's because we are all different and we don't know everything, especially as leaders and business owners. We need to take the time to understand each person's strengths and weakness and be transparent about how you make decisions. In this employee culture of engagement, you want your employees to know that their work is meaningful. That's part of being transparent. When you allow your team members and your personnel, those working with you, alongside you, beside you, next to you, above you, to understand what your goals are as the leader, you help them to lock arms with you and lock step with you to move forward. Now, it's not just enough to engage your employees. As a manager, as a leader, we have to invest in ourselves, invest in executive coaching, again, because we don't know everything. How do you invest in yourself? Courses, online and off, seminars, workshops, retreats. We do a wonderful women's retreat in October where we take leadership, 30 women, and that's it. 30 women who pour out constantly, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. As a matter of fact, I've learned from one of my coaches that you shouldn't even be pouring from the cup. You should be pouring from the overflow that falls into the saucer. You should be pouring from the saucer, because that means you are full at all times. That means you are concentrating your efforts at all times at being full to help other people. And what does that look like to some? What it looks like to some is that it's selfish. I'll tell you, like Lisa Nichols says, it's not selfish, it's self-full. It's full to the capacity that you can operate at an optimal level. And that's what doing executive coaching and training does for a leader. You also want to have leaders, managers that have high impact. Are they quiet quitting? Are they sitting on the sidelines? Or are they involved, not just in word, but indeed, have they put their boots on the ground to come up with ideas and solutions and suggestions to help your organization grow? That's what we did for Capital One. Went into the organization that was flailing in communications and hired me to help with the communication strategies. When I shared how to tell stories in a way that's impactful, entertaining, and engaging, the organization's numbers went through the roof. It was one of the most exciting and inspiring times in my career. You need to up-level your leaders. And how do you do that? There's all kinds of ways that don't cost lots of money. LinkedIn Learning has a plethora of different skill trainings that are absolutely free. There are other organizations that do training, and you can get some of those trainings with minimal cost. I am an executive coach and corporate trainer, and I'm willing to help you at least figure it out. Just go to barbarahsmith.com and send me a note. There are advantages to having engaged employees. And what do you think they might be? Well, first of all, you boost productivity when you engage your employees. When they are totally in line and aligned with your vision, and they're totally aligned with your goals and strategies, you will boost productivity every single time. It improves retention. People won't just be quiet quitting. They will be wanting to stick and stay with your organization. And I love making sure that employees are satisfied in your organization and stick and stay with you. It also enhances your brand. Your brand is elevated by engaging your employees, not only your employees, your peers, your staff. It engages your audience as well and enhances your particular brand. I offer some tools, techniques, and tips on quiet quitting and turning the tide because it is a leadership opportunity. When you are a leader, if you are a leader, it's not enough to have just your vision. It's not enough to have just your path. It's not enough to just know in your head what you plan to do. It has to be shared. It has to be accepted, aligned with those that work with you. So take that first step today and download that free download by going to barbarahsmith.com and download the Quiet Quitting, Turning the Tide. Quiet quitting is not, again, just for employees, employers, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders. We do it in life. We shut down when we don't feel appreciated. We shut down when we don't feel that we feel like we're not being heard. We shut down when we don't feel valued. And that's the same thing that happens in our organizations. Don't let this happen to you. It is a leadership opportunity. It is a leadership mantra to make sure that you engage, inspire, and empower your team members so that they will see your vision and take it on like a mantle and run with it. And the only way they can do that is if you're authentic and you're real and you're compassionate, empathetic. There are so many things that go into just being a leader that I want you to understand and come along with me to help you get to that leadership stance that everyone is looking for to grow their businesses. I also help with your branding and marketing questions. I don't do branding and marketing, but I have a team of folk that work with me that do branding and marketing. So come along with me to understand how to get the word out about you. This is a wonderful platform for doing just that. Now, let me switch gears for a moment and talk about the Black Business Expo and why we are here. We're here to engage our students, our K through 12, as well as our entrepreneurs who are going off to college. Some of them are going off to college. Some of them are becoming entrepreneurs. And we want to give them a leg up. How do we do that? Twofold. We offer them the scholarship, but we, as the people who are in business, need to donate to the scholarship to help them see other avenues of success. There are so many people on this platform that have done wonderful things and gone on to achieve great heights. Now it's time for us to reach back and help our K through 12 entrepreneurs and those going off to college. Won't you donate today? In addition to that, as a person showing up on the Black Business Expo platform, you get the opportunity to learn and grow our businesses with other business owners. It's not just a one and done. It's not just a show up one time and then that's it. Here is an opportunity to network. And I want to talk at this moment a little bit more about networking, how you can take advantage of the networking opportunity on the Black Business Expo. I showed up on the Black Business Expo in 2021. I was in an organization called the Black Mastermind Group, and I was offered an opportunity. Dr. Eric Kelly III showed up as one of our keynote speakers for graduation. At that moment, Dr. Donetta Watson was conducting the Black Mastermind Group and asked Dr. Kelly asked who would like to be a part of this new phenomenon called the Black Business Expo online. Dr. Donetta Watson offered myself and 4 other speakers for the expo. And I didn't know at that time that it would be a catalyst to greater business opportunities. From there to now, I've met so many business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, people who have done great things and continue to do great things. People like WNBA stars, people like movie producers, people like the Genius is Common movement entrepreneur extraordinaire. I just lost Bruce George's titles and all of the things that he's done because he's such a phenomenal person. People like Mark Lee, people like those who do artistic app design. There are so many people. Maxine, saw her the other day. Coco McMillan, Maxine Phillips McCoy, Coco McMillan. These are, I can't even name the numbers of people that I've been networking with that have not only helped my business grow, but I've helped their business grow. This is the place to be for Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders across the globe. Some of the people I've met have been in other countries. I've met people in London. I've met people in Singapore. I've met people in Kenya. I am telling you that if you are not a part of the Black Business Expo and you have not seen the work done here, it is time. It is time for you to get on board and get in where you fit in. That's my talk, and I am done. So I would love to see Dr. Adu come back to the platform and have a conversation with her so that we can move this mission forward. Thank you so much for having me. Again, if you want to reach out to me, I am Barbara H. Smith. You can reach out to me at barbarahsmith.com, and I will be happy to address any calls, concerns, thoughts you may have about leadership. Okay, so since I'm a talk show host, I'm going to talk some more. I'm a talk show host for the Empowering You Show. It airs every Thursday at noon. Come and be a part of the Empowering You Show. It is all about empowering those who are thought leaders, entrepreneurs, people doing great things in the community. The Empowering You Show is Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Central Time. It is airing to 200 countries, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Vimeo. And we are in love with having more guests. If you are a person out there who is doing great things in the community, somebody who is a thought leader, an educator, a business owner, entrepreneur, please reach out to support@barbarahsmith.com to be a guest on the Empowering You Show. Also airing on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Vimeo.
Hello, Barbara. Your presentation was absolutely amazing. And I love how you don't get ready, you stay ready. You leverage your TV personality background and speaker background to always be prepared. So I love your presentation about training leaders, quiet quitting. I definitely have a lot of conversations and questions for you as someone who wants to do more leadership development training. And what are you seeing in the marketplace right now when it comes to engaging employees and training leaders? What is making them stay and not quietly quit? Because we've seen a variation of things happen, especially in the post-COVID employment world. So what are the things that are making people actually stay and stick to a company or organization?
That is a great question. What I'm seeing in the marketplace, first of all, let's talk about what happened pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
What happened pre-COVID was people were going along to get along, just going along to get along. What happened after COVID, what happened during COVID was people were at home and they weren't allowed to get out. And while they were at home, they were doing something they hadn't really been doing before, and they were thinking. As they were thinking, they realized that they could do their work from home, the same or better than they were doing at work. sitting behind a desk, sitting in traffic, going to get dressed up every day. And what happens that they love now, when they stay with organizations, the managers and leaders are listening to them and their concerns. One of the things, I just did a talk at the Society of Human Resource Management to talk about just this very thing. One of the things that I think managers that are successfully retaining their client, their employees, they are asking them, what do you need? What is it that is your goal? Where do you see yourself a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now? And what they're trying to do when they're retaining them is they're aligning their wants, wishes, and desires with the corporate strategic plans and moving them in places that they never asked before. They never spoke up before, and they're moving them into places where their unique skills, gifts, and talents can be employed. They're growing their employees in that way. And when you have a passion and a path, then you have performance. Oh, I need to write that down. When you have a passion,
path, and performance. I love good alliteration.
Passion plus path equals performance. And so they're now giving these employees something that they always wanted to do and a path to do it.
I love
Now
it.
they feel that they're being heard. Now they feel that they're being listened to. Now they're feeling that they're valued. Those are the employers that are retaining their employees.
I love it. What advice do you have for employers that now have a multi-generational workforce? We have Gen Z, they said from 18 to 81. There's a multi-generational workforce, as we have boomers who are staying in the workforce longer. People are living longer. And then we have Generation Z. Not A, I don't think A is out there yet, but Generation Z that's entering the workforce. What are some strategies or tips that you are sharing with these companies about navigating a multi-generational workforce?
That's also a phenomenally great question. 5 generations. I was just in a conference called Selfies to Service, one that I co-hosted with the amazing Dr. Obiama Martin. And one of the business owners is a human resources advocate and has a company. And she says in her counseling and coaching, there are 5 generations of employee levels, ages from, like you said, from 18 to 81. And the number one word, if I can just give you one word that encompasses it all, is communication. And we're not talking just words. We're not just talking, Dr. Do, you and I are having a conversation, and that's communication. It's more to it than that. For example, one of the things that was really enlightening for me is I'll pick up the phone and call you, Dr. Adu, call you on the phone to have a conversation. That to me is communication. But everybody in each one of those generations is not doing that. And it's still considered to them communication. The other thing that was brought to light, well, let me go back to that for a second. Many people in other generations call texting talking. And so it's interesting when I call or when I text one or two of my children or one or two of my siblings, and they say, oh, I talked to Barbara yesterday. I'm like, no, you didn't. But I text you. So that's a difference. Boomers like to talk face to face, ear to ear. That's different. The other thing is the other takeaway I took was when I hate to say it, I'm stuttering because I hate to say these words. When I was growing up, I hate to say that. When I was growing up, you did as you were told for the most part. You did as you were told. And we have to remember, as boomers, we have to remember that this generation, X and Y and Z and elemental P, do not do as they're told. They think searching the web and AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Journey, all of those, they can get the information they need, and they know it. They know it all. The difference is what we fail to communicate when we have a break in communication is experience that some people take for granted, the older people have. Now, becoming older myself, I now understand that. I now understand that I listen intently on every word that my 85-year-old mother says when I didn't. So it's really no different than when I grew up, that I didn't think they knew, but they do. They have wisdom. Even if they never went to college, even if they don't have a degree, even if they don't have doctor behind their name, they are a doctor in life. They have the skills and the experience that you can't get in a textbook. You can't get on YouTube. You can't get on ChatGPT. So those are two things that really hit me hard about how to communicate. But communication is that key. You got to be able to communicate at wherever that person is, whatever age they are, whether they're 2 or 102. You've got to be able to communicate. And communication also has to do with what God gave us in correct proportion. He gave us 2 of these and 1 of these. And in that proportion, we have to listen twice as much as we talk.
This is really, really good. Communication is the key. So we're talking to Black business owners around the world. And one of the challenges that Black business owners have is hiring and developing that leadership muscle. So as you've been working with these Fortune 500, even Fortune 5,000 companies, what tips do you have for Black business owners who are looking to hire and they are looking to develop their own leadership teams and managers in their own companies?
That is also a phenomenal question. Where did they get you from? They should have had you up here in the first place when I was first trying to talk. No, as a Black business owner myself, it was difficult to hire when you don't see the money coming in. Let's be transparent. You talking about having a leadership team and you barely getting paid yourself. So how do you do it? Well, what I discovered is being part of the Black Business Expo, I got exposed to a plethora of people who are willing to work with me. Okay. So when I say work with me, what business are you in, Dr. Adu?
Marketing and branding, digital marketing and brand strategy.
Okay. You're a digital marketer and brand strategist. I heard you say you're looking to develop your leadership skills and techniques. What would you say if I said, listen, Dr. Adu, I will barter with you for marketing, and I am a coach for over 15 years and barter with you for training and leadership skills?
I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I want to learn more.
So now you have an interest. That was a role play, good role play. Thank you for playing along. Now you have an interest in somebody who has a skill set that I don't have. So that this is not a give me. This is a relationship that you're going to build and see how you can be, watch this, mutually beneficial to each other. And that's how I started to build my team.
I love it. Looking for those mutually beneficial relationships so that you can grow together. I think that was the key of it, because a lot of people may get nervous and feel like one person is benefiting more than the other. But when it's mutually beneficial, it's super valuable. How can our audience, this was a fabulous conversation. I could stay on even longer. How can our audience stay connected to you?
It's really easy. Just go to barbarahsmith.com. That's 2 bars and an A, BARBARA. Don't forget the H, barbarahsmith.com. And I have a contact form there. You can reach out to me there. It is super, super easy to get in contact with us. Also, you can reach us at support, SUPPORT, support at, again, barbarahsmith.com. Support at barbarahsmith.com. Drop us an email. We'll love to have you. We'd love to have you on our show as well. So the Empowering You show airs every Thursday at 12 noon. Come out and check it out. Like, share, subscribe. We'd love to have you.
Thank you so much for being here today on the Black Business Network in the Black Business Olympics. Genius is coming, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much, Barbara H. Smith. It was a pleasure getting to know you today.
And you too, Dr. Adu.
Okay, so the Black Business Expo. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. The expo is a fundraiser for students, and you may go to blackbusinessexpo.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the side of the screen. And you can say $$ BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for May 2024, NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rich Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation, Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, 5-Star BDM Media, Mullane Shanae Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Management, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo, and Black Business Expo USA. And remember, genius is coming. And I'll see you on the other side.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54 Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why Be Direct was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to Be Direct's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business life cycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, Be Direct Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to Be Direct Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change, and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
You're here today to celebrate small business success. Stand up on your feet. You rocked the house. It was amazing. Didn't we learn? For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
Cash flow. 5, 10, 10, 75.
I use the cash flow app to keep track of my charities.
Cash flow 5, 10, 10, 75 helps you manage expenses, helps keep track of charitable giving, helps you save your money. Cash flow 5, 10, 10, 75. Download it today. Cashflow 5, 10, 10, 75 would like to wish the Cyber Bears good luck in this year's first robotics competition.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the Hey Tie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to HAYTI.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support. Where health education is abundant. Where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
I was born and raised in southeastern West Virginia, the coal fields. My father was an AME minister. For me, I was very fortunate. Even though I grew up in the segregated South, I was surrounded by flourishing Black businesses, doctors, lawyers, bankers, dentists. They were all there and they were all successful. And I guess that's part of my dream, is to see that success come back. My name is Joseph Simmons, and I am the founder of the Center for Micro-Entrepreneurial Training. We have this moment in time where we can change the trajectory of people. And our focus is on women, Black and brown entrepreneurs, and their access to capital, their ability to build thriving businesses, the ability to employ people. There's a study that showed that in those three communities, especially Black and brown communities, $1 stays in those communities for 30 minutes. In white community, $1 stays in their communities for 8 hours. So think about it. For you in a Black or brown community to get gas, to get food, to go to a restaurant, you've got to leave your community, take those dollars out of that community and take it to another community that's already being well served. So if we can reverse that, if we can go from 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, that's progress. That's what we need to do. I was with SCORE. And then in May of 2020, of course, the events happened in regards to the murder of George Floyd. The other thing that I was experiencing was the denials of federal funds for small businesses. And it revolved around one thing. These businesses were not being prepared for grants and for government programs. And I came up with the idea for the Center for Micro-Entrepreneurial based off those two things. Morgan Stanley had a report out in 2020, first quarter, and it talked about there were 3 groups that were massively devastated by COVID-19 on their business. That was 1, women, number 2, Black, and number 3, brown entrepreneurs. The research showed that they had less cash on hand, they had less opportunity to go into a bank and get money, and they were very dependent on family and friends to keep their business up and running. If we can focus on those 3 groups, then we can have a dramatic impact on our communities. Really, the focus is on 3 areas. And those 3 areas are 1, the people, number 2, the courses, and number 3, a support network. Here at CMAT, we will provide you with the fundamentals for generational success. And you will be creating a vibrant community by attending our 5-day immersive training course.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and the host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Dr. Sade Adu, and I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And today, we are preparing for a fireside chat with Barbara H. Smith. Barbara H. Smith is the celebrity speaker trainer. She is world-renowned TEDx speaker, best-selling author, and executive coach. With degrees in information technology and 20 years of cybersecurity career experience, she excels in making complex concepts accessible through her art of storytelling talks. As the CEO of BHS and Associates LLC since 2016, Barbara specializes in executive coaching and corporate training. And now we are going to have a fireside chat with Barbara H. Smith. Hello, Barbara. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Dr. Adu. Great to see you again. I love your spirit. I am so excited to talk to you about communications.
I am loving our conversation. Communications and speaking. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. So let's start with our first question. Can you describe a time where you had to convey a complex topic or complex information to a non-expert audience? And how did you ensure that they understood what you were talking about?
It's a great question. So for 20 years, I worked for the Department of Defense as a systems engineer. And so there are many complex conversations, complex concepts, DHCP, the ACLs, all these doggone acronyms that the military uses, but computer terms. And so they're also very relatable in a logical way. So instead of somebody saying, so what's the URL or Uniform Resource Locator? What's the address? I'm able to take a complex concept, Universal Resource Locator is an address. And so when we were first exposed to the internet back in the 90s, I know that the military had the internet back in the 60s because they're always the first to get these phenomenal tools to work with. But explaining it to somebody who's in their 60s or 50s, and at that time I was in my 30s or 40s, was not difficult because I was able to take the concept of an address and explain it as you live in a house, right? It has a number, a street, a city, a state. Well, that's the same thing that the URL does. When you break it down, right before the .com is an address. It's a locator. It's called a domain address. And you have to have that spelled exactly right. It would be the same thing as if you gave somebody your street address and the letters were transposed. They would not find you. It's the same thing on the internet, for example, as a complex concept. A URL, a domain address. Many people don't know what that is. It's just an address, a location, a place. So I was able to explain that to the 60-year-olds that were in the audience to help them understand how important it was for them to make sure that the exact address was input in the line that's above or next to the HTTPS. So I understand when they don't understand. I'm a reader of eyes, if you will, Dr. Adu. And so I can tell when eyes go, or when eyes go, that they don't understand. And I read that. And when I read it, I go, okay, so let me explain it another way. And so I don't show them or tell them that I see that they don't understand. I just say, let me explain it a different way. And I'll take them around a different way. In that same example, I would say, you know how you put an address in your GPS, right? And everybody can understand that concept. Well, if you put the wrong address in the GPS, it would not be able to take you to where you're going. I did that recently in North Carolina. I thought the person giving me the address name said Greenleaf Drive. Well, there happened to be a Greenleaf Drive, but I was going to Lend Drive. And so I ended up on the other side of town, lost, because I thought I had the right address. So that's how I ensure that they understand the concepts.
I love it. So our next conversation is, question is, how do you prepare for an important speech or presentation?
That's really interesting because it's different for each speech or presentation.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I do with speech preparation is understand who my audience is going to be. And that's really crucial for me to know. So how do I get that information? Google, ChatGPT. I look it up, first of all. I talk to the person who's asked me to speak and ask them questions. Well, who's going to be in the room? Do you know how many members are going to be there? What are they interested in? What things are concerning for them? And then I do something that some speakers do and many do not. I show up the day before to see if I can get a glimpse at the space. I also show up hours before to the venue to get a chance to talk to the audience members that may be early. There's always going to be people who come and show up early. And so I'm able to have a conversation with them and adjust what I'm going to say to lean into what their concerns are or their conversation is. And so in preparation for the conversation or in preparation for the presentation, I pretty much come up with 3 main points that I want to hit home. 3 things I want them to walk away knowing that they know. 3 things that I just need a jarring of the memory to give them. And I go over it in my head and I write it down on paper and I look at it and pray over it. And then I think maybe somebody might think I'm crazy, but I wait for the Holy Ghost to download the rest because I did all that prep work before. Spent hours and hours on studying scripts and it never works out for me. It never works out the way I planned it to work out, but the audience always gets what they need. And so in preparation for a speech or a presentation, those are the things, my secrets that I use when I'm going to do a presentation or a speech.
I love it. Can you give us an example of a time when you had to persuade someone to see your point of view?
Yeah. It's not always easy to get someone to see your point of view. But what I like to do is, there was a time when I needed someone to make a decision that I was involved with, and it wasn't a popular decision. So what I typically do in those instances is I find out what is in it for them. What's in it for you? What is it that you need from this circumstance situation? And then I make it my business to use those ideas, thoughts, reasons to my advantage. So, for example, I needed to sell a piece of property, and the person that lives with me didn't want to sell it. And so, what's in it for you? So we talked about what would be in it for him and decided that it would be the best thing to keep the property, but sell it at a later date. So it worked for both of us. And that in that instance, I was able to convince and convey that, yes, we can sell it, but we could hold on to it for a while. So it was a win-win situation. So I'm always looking for, how do we both win?
I love it. Looking for that opportunity for us to both win, that mutually beneficial. Mutually beneficial opportunity. How do you handle difficult questions or interruptions during your presentations?
I typically don't get those interruptions, but difficult questions I get. There are times when the question is difficult and I don't know the answer. So what do you do when you don't know the answer to a difficult question? I'm just very transparent and authentic. And I say, you know what? I don't know the answer to that question. That diffuses a lot of confusion because people can see a fake a mile away. So I say, you know what? I don't know the answer to that question, but let me get my phone or a piece of paper and a pen, and I'll take that down to discover what it is. And I'll get back to you. Give me your email address, drop it for me here, or give me your telephone number, and I'll get an answer back to you. That diffuses it right away. As opposed to, well, you know, in my humble opinion, I think, no. I don't know the answer to the question. I don't know everything. That solves the problem right there.
Let's continue on this path of difficult questions and life happening. So can you describe a situation where you had to deliver bad news, and how did you approach it?
That's really very near and dear to my heart, delivering bad news. In 2020, my father passed away. And it was the height of COVID. And I had to tell my mother, who lives with me, that the love of her life of 63 years was now gone. That was a difficult situation. I had to tell my siblings, 4 of them, I'm the eldest of 5. I had to tell my siblings that their father was no longer here. And not only that they could not come to Virginia because we were in lockdown. Now, that isn't a difficult situation and bad news. I don't know what is, right? And so when I got the phone call at 6 a.m, it was not a good look, because the day before, 2 days, I don't know, a week before, we had seen him on video on Skype, and he didn't look good. And I said to my mother, he's not long for this side. And a week later, not even a week later, it was like 5 days, I get the call at like 6 a.m, and she says, your father took a turn for the worse. And I said, what does that mean? You know, speak English. Don't play with my emotions. And she said, he passed away. And so I took a moment, I took a beat, because I was really wanting to scream at her for being insensitive, which is what I thought she was being. And I hung up the phone, and I just laid there in my bed for a few minutes. I took a couple of beats, like 15, 20 minutes, and gathered myself and went downstairs, knocked on Mom's door, and I said, Dad's gone. And because I'm straightforward, and because I don't dance around hard topics, she looked at me and she said, I know. So now I had the hard task. Now that she knows, and neither of us cried, I said, we need to go and take a look at the body. And the next thing I had to do was tell my siblings that our father was gone. And that was the hard one. It was difficult. And all I can say is I just was straight and transparent. I said, listen, I don't have good news today. Dad's passed away. Straightforward. They know me to be straightforward. And then I guess they just had to deal with what happened. So for me, I try to be empathetic and feel what they might feel. But at that moment with my father, in this particular instance, there were so many things I had to think through that I, in my own straightforward way, said, I don't have time for emotions right now. My own, that is. I have to be strong for my mother, and I have to make a lot of decisions to get things going. And so that I approached it straight up. The answer to the question is, how did I approach it? I approach it dead on. That's what I do.
Approach it head on. And I appreciate you sharing that story with us, because that was a lot of people's reality during COVID.
Yeah.
Having those difficult and tough conversations.
And you know, I want to add something to that, Dr. Adu. That's one of the things that I am experiencing with leadership coaching that I don't think a lot of leaders have been empathetic. I don't think they've asked, have you asked your people, what did you experience during COVID? Because I don't have any solid statistical data to back what I'm about to say up, but I would fathom a guess that 90% of people today experienced a death in their family, or they know someone who experienced a death during COVID. And then even if it's not their family member, it's somebody they know who has been affected. How have leaders been empathetic or even asked, are you okay? After having been told you must come back to work. And so those are the conversations that I have in my coaching practice and leadership training. Are you asking your employees if they're okay?
This is really good. That's really good. Tapping into the, the mental wellness of ourselves and and the people around us.
Right.
This is great.
Because it's important.
It absolutely is important. And I think we're having more of those conversations, but I love how you're having that on the leadership level to have a more humanistic approach, because we all were suffering simultaneously, globally at the same time.
And I said that in a recent talk. I said there were 2 times in my life in history that I can remember that we are all connected. The first one I remember that we all remember is 9/11. Every single person in America that was living on September 11th, 2001 remembers where they were. That connects us globally. That connects us universally. That connects us in the United States, at least, for that one day, that one moment in time that we were all connected. Then the second time I remember is 2020, when the entire world was shut down. We all can remember, this is a historic moment that all of us can remember what we experienced, maybe not the particular day like in 9/11, but what we experienced as the human race. It didn't matter, black, white, pink, purple, or polka dotted. You were in lockdown for some time, and you had to do some strategic rearranging of your life. Some people lost their jobs. Some people couldn't go to work. Some people got sick. Some people died. There were things that went on in that time period that forever connects us.
That was a powerful moment in time. And I remember both of those times, especially as a kid growing up in New Jersey, not too far from New York. So I remember where I was and where my family was at that time. So let's segue into lighter topics. Let's a little bit of a segue, because I really want to hear more about the power of communication and speaking and how we as entrepreneurs and experts can leverage this.
Yeah.
So what are some strategies to keep your audience engaged during presentations?
Oh, I am a master at storytelling. And so I tell stories because people can always relate to stories. I also use engagement software. There's a software called Mentimeter. A lot of schools use it. MENTI meter, METER, Mentimeter. And it is an anonymous voting presentation software where you can have your audience engaged on their phones. I go in with this whole mantra. Listen, you know how when a presenter stands up and they say, take out your cell phone and put it on silent and put it on mute. I want you to take out your cell phones, but I want you to use them in this presentation. And so they get really excited, like, what's she about to do? And so I use that software, and storytelling is my go-to. Even if I don't have software, I can tell a phenomenal story. Thank you, Dr. Ruben West, for the Black Belt Speakers Academy in helping me to craft stories that resonate with the audience. And he has a story formula that I abbreviated for my own purposes. It's STORY, where you set the stage, you take them on a ride, you overcome an obstacle. The acronym is STORY. You set the stage, you take them on a ride, you overcome an obstacle, you rehearse your story till you know it. And the why is because it's your story, you can tell it any way you want. So I teach and train speakers how to use the story formula to craft an engaging story.
I love that. I love a good acronym story. I was like, ooh, what's this ride we're going on? Accomplish a goal. I love it. And then I like the why, like it's just you.
Right.
So you know the story. No one else knows the script but you.
Right. Right.
Speaking more about storytelling and communication, how do we ensure, so when we're using like your storytelling framework, how do we ensure that we're being clear and concise and we're clear and concise with our verbal and I would say written communication?
Well, I want to add to it verbal communication, written communication, and body language. Because 90% of communication is nonverbal. And so there's a statistic for sure for that. I can't give you the source at the moment, but most of what we do is nonverbal. And so I provide examples of what verbal and nonverbal communications are. Of course, we all know what verbal communications is, the words coming out of your mouth. But I try to break down words and not use the highfalutin words unless I'm writing for a scholastic paper. And I use simple language and acronyms and alliteration, words that sound the same or start the same, because the ear picks it up more. There are strategies and techniques when we communicate. If we're standing with open arms, it shows that we're welcoming. If someone's talking to you and they cross their arms, it means they're not open and they're not receiving what you're saying. There are all kinds of strategies and techniques and positions that I talk with my hands a lot. I don't know if you picked that up or not, but so when we are expressing ourselves, we have to remember that the ear has to hear it first. Then it has to be transmitted to the brain and then interpreted. So when we talk really fast, we can't really get the information in a timely manner. So you have to slow down. And people don't know this about me, but the reason I speak in different cadences is because I used to stutter. And if I talk too fast, my brain goes faster than my mouth, and that's when I stutter. And I say this as a joke, but it's true. I still stutter, but you won't catch me.
You won't catch me. I love it.
So communication is an art form that some of us have really lost, and we've lost it because of this. And so it's difficult for some to communicate well, but I can help you with that. there are so many techniques and so many strategies that I use on a daily basis, on a constant basis, consistently in my talks and presentations that I teach. And I teach speaking, and it's not just to speakers, because aren't we all speakers? Aren't we all trying to convey our idea, convince and convey our ideas in business? And it's interesting that we learned how to talk when we were about 2, but no one's really ever taught us how to communicate. No one's ever taught us really how to present. That's where I can help you.
This is really, really great. I love the part about just slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
You had to slow yourself down. I'm from New Jersey, close to New York, northern. We talk fast. We talk quick.
I did too. I'm from a little small town near North Bergen County. Spring Valley.
We speak and talk fast.
Yes.
And the power of slowing down, and we want to communicate to be understood. So I want to talk a little bit more about that and how you've leveraged communication to be successful. Can you share with us a campaign that you led or a project where you have done a successful communication campaign?
My most successful communication campaign is Sisters Inspire Sisters to Advance. That is a women's executive retreat that we host in October, the last week in October this year. And what I've done is easily filled the room. I have a coach who says because it's only entry for 30 women. We only take 30, and it's filled every single time. This will be our 3rd year in a row. And the reason that is because my coach, the illustrious Michelle Pippin, explained to me that for all the social media you do, for all the email marketing you do, content marketing you do, the way you fill a seat is to literally pick up the phone and invite 100 people with the intent of getting 30. 100 people that you believe need to be in your event. And you remind them gently how powerful they are, but how much more powerful they will be by attending your event and getting close and in close quarters with some powerful women. And that has been my most successful communication campaign.
I love it. We have some upcoming events and we are calling people, messaging them, pick up the phone. I know we talked about that multi-generational gap and wanting to just text, pick up the phone.
Because it's more personable. Because it's so rare for people to pick up the phone these days, you feel some kind of way special that somebody actually dialed the numbers and waited for a response instead of leaving a voicemail or leaving a text message. Now, we also text message, we also leave voicemails, but we call till we get an ear on the phone, and that's how we're filling this event.
I love it. How do you tailor your communication styles to different audiences? You work with leaders, you work with speakers, you're working with different groups of people. How are you tailoring that communication style to fit them?
Well, again, it goes back to what are they looking for? I do a training called Represent Your Brand, and it's not branding like you would think, because we are our brand, right? We are all our brand. And so when we're representing our brand, we get asked the question, so what do you do for a living? I can't even tell you how many times we're asked that question in our lifetime. So what do you do for a living? And what you say next either makes or breaks your conversation and communication. If you ramble on and on and on, I call that regurgitating everything you do on the person's feet, on the person's shoes, you will lose that person forever. But if you can tell them what universal problem you solve out of the gate, and then how you are the solution to the problem out of the gate in less than 3 seconds, in less than 30 seconds, then you have captured the attention of that person for another few minutes. And so the real question when somebody says to you, so what do you do for a living, Dr. Adu? The real question is not what you do. It really is about what can you do for them? But people are polite and they say, so what do you do? But what you should hear, entrepreneur, business owner, thought leader, is what can I do for them? So you start out with a universal problem. You know how, so you ask me, let's role play, Dr. Adu.
Sure. Let's do
it. So you ask me, what do you do for a living? Well, you know how people are always asking you what you do for a living?
Yes.
You're waiting for just that. That's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for the yes, nod, head nod. Then you go into, once you get that, you have to wait. That's the part that people can't get what they don't want to wait for the response. Then you go into, well, what I do is I help people craft their unique personal brand stories in such a way that people are intrigued, they're interested, motivated to buy from them. So that they can save time and money answering the question, what do they do for a living? And I shut up.
And you're like, tell me more.
That's exactly what I wanted you to say, right? So that's what happens when you have a clear, concise, communicative message for the person who's asking you, what can you do for me? Because they're asking you, what do you do for a living? That's really not the question. Did I answer your question?
This has been a really great conversation. We talked about being clear and concise. Sometimes, even when we're being clear and concise, there can still be misunderstandings.
Yes.
And sometimes I like to quote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, am I coming in clear? And sometimes we're not coming in clear. So describe a time where you had to resolve a misunderstanding or conflict through communication.
That's a great question. And it happens frequently with texting. Right?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Break it down.
So I sent a message to my friend Sharon. I said, are you coming to this event or something to that nature? And she was talking about something totally different. And I said, oh, and I was in the middle of getting ready for something else. And so I didn't go back to the message. Well, she took the message that what she had said had offended me. Total miscommunication. And so a day later, she said, and she's one of my good friends. She's one of my good girlfriends. Like, you can tell me anything. Like, don't hold on to something that's bothering you about me, because that's not the kind of relationship we have. And she said, she texted back and she said, I don't want to ever offend you, and I apologize if I did. I'm like, you never offended me. What are you talking about? She said, well, when you asked me this question, you just said, oh. So I thought maybe I had offended you. I picked up the phone and dialed her number. I said, sweetie, don't ever hold on to anything like that, because that was a total miscommunication. What had happened was I was getting ready to jump in the shower. I didn't look at the phone again. I didn't know that you were feeling any kind of way about anything. I said, oh, and moved on to the next thing. And that's what happens when we text. You have this miscommunication or disconnect in continuity. It's a what they call an asynchronous communication, meaning one side talks and then the other side talks. There's not a synchronous, like you say something and I can see how you feel. I can see what you look like. I can see the facial expression. I can see whether your body tenses up. I can see that when we do this thing on Zoom or StreamYard or whatever, but we don't get that. We don't get that convenience of back and forth when we text. And so miscommunication happens all the time in text.
This is a really great conversation. And I agree, miscommunications happen all the time over, with text messages.
Even emails too sometimes.
And emails. That's a whole conversation within itself. Email etiquette and text message etiquette when we're trying to communicate for people to understand us. What are some methods you use to ensure active listening during conversations? That's a really great question.
Oh, I watched my husband and my mom and I sitting at the kitchen table the other day, and I chuckled, and they looked up from their phones and was wondering why I was chuckling. And I was chuckling because the three of us were sitting at the kitchen table, texting or looking at videos on our phone at dinner. And I thought, this is not good. This is not good at all. And so when dinner was over, I didn't want to be like, the reprimand boss or, somebody that was reprimanding my family members. But when we got off the phone, when we got off from dinner, got done for dinner, I said, we ought to create a rule that you can't, my son has this rule in his house. You can't bring your cell phone to the table. We have to be able to have a conversation while we're eating. And Mama, 85 years old, she's on her phone, Googling and YouTubing and all kinds of stuff. My husband was on his phone sending messages. I was on my phone looking up stuff for work. It just, at that moment, it just bothered me. And so how we mitigate that is just talk about it. Just let the persons, in my case, my family members, know this is not good. We need to be more engaged with each other. And so how about we make an agreement that at the dinner table, we're not going to use our phones. It's only a short time. If we're there for 15 minutes or 30 minutes without our phones, I think we can do that. I think we can manage that. And so they agreed.
Let's communicate. Let's listen. That phone time and being so intentional with people that we care about and people that we want to show respect to just to say, you know what, let's put the phone down. And I agree. It's like an intentional thing. I have to sit there and say, okay, turn it over. Because
I didn't turn it over because I did that too. I turned it over, but no, not even bring it to the table.
Just just hide it and say, we're not doing this today.
Let it lay over there.
Let it be somewhere else. This is really, really great. How do you handle communicating with team members who have different communication preferences? Team members, I would even say family members, since we're talking about this phone thing. How do you navigate that when people have different ways of communicating?
It depends on how bad you want to communicate with them. Dr. I do. If you want to communicate with them, you have to accept their communication preference. For example, my brothers love to text. That's how they communicate. Now, I can't figure out if they're in the same generation as me or the next generation, because I don't mind texting if it's a short message. Like, are you on your way? OMW, on my way. I'm good. But when you want to have a whole conversation with me over text, I'm struggling with that. But that's what they like. And if I'm going to communicate with them and I want to communicate with them, then I have to use their communication preference. That's what you got to decide. Are you wanting to communicate with someone who has a different communication preference than you? And if that is true, then you have to respect their communication preference and meet them where they are. You either do or you don't.
This is really, really good. This is good about this communication preference. Do you want to communicate with them? Sometimes the answer is, I don't know. But if I really do, understanding what their communicating style is, and navigating that, this is really great. I'm seeing some parallels in the relationship space, some of these conversations and communication.
Good.
That's not the focus of our conversation today, but I definitely see some parallels. How do we stay updated on the best practices in communication and public speaking?
We live in the greatest time of information ever. There is no excuse for us not to know anything we want to know. And I started that way back when I was first a new information technology professional back in the 80s. When my children were young, they would come and ask me questions. They had the privilege of having a network in their home. They had a computer, I had a computer, I had networked them together. And they would come to me and ask me, Mom, how do you do XYZ umpty squat? And I'd say, look it up. And they'd look at me for the first few times and go, why can't you just tell us? Because I want you to be resourceful, that's why. And so how do we do it? You get on ChatGPT, you get on Google, you get on Journey, you get on Gemini, you get on all of these AI tools. Many of them are free, my favorite price in the world, FREE. And you create a free account and you ask a question. Now, you're going to get a variety of different answers depending on how you ask the question. AI is a great tool. However, you have to know how to ask. I have touted myself as one of the AI gurus of prompting. And so you got to know what to ask, because just like we used to say in computer land, if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. So knowing how to ask the question is important. And you don't have to accept the first answer you get. No, that's not exactly what I want. No, that's not exactly what I want. I want this, maybe this with this flavor, maybe this with this tone, maybe this. And you just keep asking questions until you get what you want. Just like a 2-year-old. But why? But why? But why? But why? But why? Is the same thing you have to do in AI. You have to ask it.
Did you know that approximately 300...
We are back. How can we stay connected to you?
Just reach out to me at barbarahsmith.com. barbarahsmith.com on the web. barbarahsmith.com. There's a contact information there. Please feel free to ask me any questions you want. Drop me a line. Let me know you saw the broadcast, and download the free opportunities that I have out there to learn about quiet quitting, for example. And I had another opportunity to give you how to present with power, should still be out there. So it has been a pleasure, Dr. Adu. I hope you have enjoyed my time here with you as much as I've enjoyed your time here with me.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Barbara H. Smith. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader and expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform
provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. The Expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below and say $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for May 2024. NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rich Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation, Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, 5-Star BDM Media, Mullane Shanae Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and the Black Business Expo. Remember, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
I was born and raised in southeastern West Virginia, the coal fields. My father was an AME minister. For me, I was very fortunate. Even though I grew up in the segregated South, I was surrounded by flourishing Black businesses. Doctors, lawyers, bankers, dentists. They were all there and they were all successful. And I guess that's part of my dream, is to see that success come back. My name is Joseph Simmons, and I am the founder of the Center for Micro Entrepreneurial Training. We have this moment in time where we can change the trajectory of people. And our focus is on women, Black and brown entrepreneurs, and their access to capital, their ability to build thriving businesses, the ability to employ people. There's a study that showed that in those three communities, especially Black and brown communities, $1 stays in those communities for 30 minutes. In white community, $1 stays in their communities for 8 hours. So think about it. For you in a Black or brown community to get gas, to get food, to go to a restaurant, you've got to leave your community, take those dollars out of that community and take it to another community that's already being well served. So if we can reverse that, if we can go from 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, that's progress. That's what we need to do. I was with SCORE, and then in May of 2020, of course, the events happened in regards to the murder of George Floyd. The other thing that I was experiencing was the denials of federal funds for small businesses, and it revolved around one thing. These businesses were not being prepared for grants and for government programs. And I came up with the idea for the Center for Micro Entrepreneurial based off those two things. Morgan Stanley had a report out in 2020, first quarter, and they talked about there were three groups that were massively devastated by COVID-19 on their business. That was 1, women, 2, Black, and 3, brown entrepreneurs. The research showed that they had less cash on hand, they had less opportunity to go into a bank and get money, and they were very dependent on family and friends to keep their business up and running. If we can focus on those three groups, then we can have a dramatic impact on our communities. Really, the focus is on 3 areas. And those 3 areas are 1, the people, 2, the courses, and 3, a support network. Here at CMAT, we will provide you with the fundamentals for generational success. And you will be creating a vibrant community by attending our 5-day immersive training course.
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools. We help them implement, I love to leave the inherited lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income, and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. Wow. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it. If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that? Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Morris.
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.
Hello, my name is Kiasi Helm and I'm 14 years old. I think my genius would probably have to be setting goals and achieving them. I say this because ever since I was young, I always wanted to be an author, and at age 11, I ended up achieving this. But not only did I end up becoming an author, I ended up becoming a public speaker, a publisher, a business owner, all these great things. The name of my business is Written by Kids Publishing Company. I decided to start this company because I thought it was important for me to help kids my age express themselves through literacy and just achieve their own goals. Because to me, achieving goals is the best thing in the world to feel. It's you just achieving things and aspirations that you set for yourself. And I know that everybody is capable of this because even if you don't end up achieving the goal, you still tried your best, and that's the most important thing. And everybody is capable of this because genius is common. Thank you.
Producers, directors, I met designers, and then everybody said, oh, this is my 6th year, and oh, this is my 4th year.
Shout out to New York. We're in New York in like 7 hours.
Oh my gosh, yes, we have a 6:58 flight, so.
We gotta go home. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Every single person that's come through the store has spoke so highly of you, and what a great event this is. Yes.
I'm representing DJ Darryl, who is a platinum producer. He did the hit track for Tupac Shakur, Keep Your Head Up, Snoop Dogg, Keisha Cole.
Social media is evolving. It's more vibrant, more colorful, more energetic, and so are you. It's not just photos anymore. It's video, it's audio, it's subscription. And now there's Fanbase, a new monetized social network. Fanbase delivers the complete native app experience with full content monetization for every user. No algorithms that shadow ban your engagement or growth, and no ads. Follow anyone for free and subscribe directly to your favorite creators for $4.99 a month. Plus, show some love by tipping on any post. Also, make a Fanbase page and monetize your content the same way. Finally, connect with your followers by posting the amazing content you already create. And now, get paid for it. It's time to energize and monetize. Because everyone's a fan of something, and everyone has a fan base.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Welcome back. Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Expo. My name is Dr. Sade Adu, and I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities across and over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And today, we are going to have a fireside chat with two phenomenal people, and I am going to introduce guest number one. Dr. Andrea Clark is a distinguished health science professional with over 2 decades of experience spanning executive leadership, global mentorship, scientific research, and public health advocacy. Her career history includes positions at the esteemed institutions such as the Howard Hughes Medical Institutions and the National Institute of Health, highlighting her multidisciplinary approach to addressing complex health challenges. Dr. Andrea expertise ranges from clinical lab science to program development, executive leadership, and logistical operations, enriching the capabilities of leading health and scientific institutions. At the Mayo Clinic, she played a vital role in establishing the reference laboratory processing department at a national level, showcasing her visionary leadership and strategic acumen in driving operational excellence. Founding Upskill Educational Service, Dr. Andrea endeavors to empower health science professionals through customized training programs, mentorship initiatives, research endeavors, and leadership roles. Her mission is to advance careers and foster excellence in the field, making a lasting impression on the future of healthcare and public health. We also have RJ Stevenson joining us to conduct this fireside chat. Roderick Stevenson, also known as RJ Stevenson, is a young trailblazer in media, music, and ministry. He's the CEO of a company called Creative Concepts Production and Design. It's a full-service marketing and media company now based in Eastern North Carolina with offices in Little Rock, Arkansas, and Tampa, Florida. In its 20 years of establishment, the company has developed and established the national images of businesses, institutions, ministries, and high-profile personalities. From 2012 to 2017, Stevenson joined the administration of Shorter College as the Director of Institutional Advancement, Planning and Technology, located in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Shorter College is the only private 2-year historically Black college in the nation. As a member of the executive cabinet of the college, Stevenson led the institution in the redesign and implementation of campus-wide network infrastructure to include multi-state-of-the-art tech environments broadcasting, open Wi-Fi networks throughout the surrounding community, empowering learning labs with thin client nano computers and voice over internet phone systems and HID access doorways and more. I'm pretty sure he will share a little bit more about his technical background. Coupling his background in marketing and branding with ministry, RJ travels often presenting seminars and training workshops on church growth, evangelism, and youth and young adult engagement. I am super excited and honored to invite to the stage of the Black Business Network, Dr. Andrea Clark. and RJ Stevenson.
Dr. Adu, thank you so much for your great introduction. Dr. Clark, it's great to see you. Man, it's going to be a great conversation.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for being here. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Dr. Clark.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. How you doing?
I'm well. Thank you so much for asking. How about yourself?
I am absolutely excited about this opportunity to ask you anything I want to ask you about your health profession. Listen, just to get started, can you tell everybody what made you decide that intriguing career choice?
Science, just my pathway and journey to science. Yeah, that's a great question, RJ. I think it just really found me. To be honest, I don't have a real formal story on it. I just, you know what? I didn't really like writing a lot of essays, and I didn't like English too much, but I've always liked a hands-on approach to learning. So anatomy, I really fell in love with anatomy, physiology. And now looking back, science is pretty much, it's about a lot of processes and systems. And that's just kind of how my brain understands things, like pathways, processes, and systems. So it just kind of made sense to kind of go, the road of least resistance for me, which was actually the science pathway, as opposed to, should I put a comma here? Should I do this? Should I do that? I just like the more visualizations, and that allowed me to understand the material a lot more with the scientific approach.
So whenever I hear somebody talking about a science-related profession, I immediately go back to that undergrad biology class and I just start clapping for people, because there is no way in the world I would have chose that as a profession. So when you talk about systems and training and those sorts of things, are you more into the training acumen of different systems in business and those sorts of things? Can you be a little bit more specific?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and that's exactly right. At this particular juncture with Upscale, the business that I run currently now, is more of the training and teaching people the process of their career advancement training, or their career advancement journey, I should say. So just basically giving them more visibility of, hey, as a professional, you may start off in a certain role, but you will grow, you will evolve, things will change, other responsibilities will come on board. So you may be looking for higher salaries. You may needing to know different strategies on how to pivot. So I pretty much have done and mastered those things over 20 plus years. From clinical to non-clinical to executive leadership, I've been able to pivot as I've changed and grew in the field. So now I'm teaching that training to other health science and health technology professionals in the sector.
So your perspective now is to more so prepare other people to go through the pathways that you found yourself going through. What does it feel like to be able to lend that knowledge to another generation of scientists?
You know what? I really don't have words for it. It's very purpose-driven work. I mean, if I could do it for free, I don't. But if I could do it for free, I really would. I really like to see that light that pops up into individuals' eye when I expand. This is where you're at now, but where will you be in 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, etc. And let's work together to put those strategic methodologies together so you can make sure that you are in the driver's seat of your career. Because sometimes things can go so fast and you look up and the career is driving you. And then that's when mental health breaks down. That's when burnout comes to play, because you're kind of like, how did I get here? And then how do I get out of it? So it's really heartful, soulful work to be able to know that as I navigated my career in so many different ways, starting from a hospital transporter, just pushing patients around the hospital, to eventually leading a national department for one of the world's largest healthcare systems in the world. So to be able to go back and be a mentor, give other people that visibility is invaluable.
So in one of my career paths, I was a professional firefighter for 4 years.
Okay.
And along with that, I had an opportunity to become a intermediate EMT.
Okay.
And so I was able to visit the emergency room quite often, running calls along with ambulances. But I never imagined that my life would lead me into a path of medicine or of science. What was it? What was the experience that made you know that preparing other people for a career in the science industry was something that you wanted to do?
Well, it's interesting. After I had climbed very significant levels in corporate America in the healthcare sector, I actually was in a pivot myself. I was up for another promotion, but I just didn't want it. And other people was like, "Are you crazy?" But I had to stay true to myself. So I was kind of searching in that moment, like, this isn't it. You have more money, better, lifestyle, this, that, and the other. But, everything comes with a cost. So as I went back and kind of navigated and went ahead, I said, let me go back to school. So I went ahead and picked up a biomedical degree. And at that time, now that I'm the old lady in grad school, I saw a lot of young up and coming doctors and other practitioners in the field. And I've now set it so many executive levels and been on so many different pathways in the field. I saw that they knew the science, but it's so much more that you need to know so you can have a sustainable and successful future in this field. So I just saw a gap there. I saw something that I just naturally wanted to give them. That was my wisdom, my experience, and my knowledge. So right there in grad school, as I'm working through grad school, I started coaching the students like, hey, this is what you need to do. So I started helping them to get in medical school and dental school. And then their parents would jump on the Zoom meeting and thank you very much, because a lot of times they were first generation coming into this country. So it just like I said, was an eye-opening experience for me to say, you know what, this is what I'm supposed to do.
I'm certain that as you have an opportunity to prepare others for a career field in the medical industry or healthcare, you get a different view of clarity in terms of what kind of talent is coming in.
Yeah.
I've always heard that doctors practice medicine. And so because of that, it always sort of made me take a step back from it. Even as we are in, after the pandemic, we know that COVID is not going anywhere, but the national or global scare of it is not at the same height. Do you feel like our institutions of education or higher learning are adequately preparing new doctors or new medical people in medical profession?
Wow, that's a fantastic question, because I talk to a lot of they're physicians, but they work in the medical schools and things, or other higher learning education institutions. And that is a concern that they have, that are we really being as agile with our curriculum to meet the needs of tomorrow? So yes, we're teaching them the science, we're teaching them how to apply the science, but what are we doing to teach like the critical thinking skills with all of these new AI technologies coming out, and whether it's out now and more to come, and these type of system thinking tools? We don't want these future health science professionals to become lackadaisical when it comes to the creativity of thought, the innovative approach of, practicing, whether it's, a doctor, a physical therapist, a nurse. We don't want them to become so complacent on the tool where they cannot, creatively think on how to bring new innovation to the field. So yeah, that is definitely a conversation that I've had with a number of education professionals.
So I know you also talked about individuals who were possibly first generation students. Also, I'm sure that you run into individuals who are new to the United States of America. Like, what is it like for individuals who have not had a family of preparation or have not had anyone going before them in the medical field who may not have found that kind of mentor that will sort of walk them hand in hand? How is it that you're able to connect with those students and make them feel comfortable, venturing into a career like the medical industry?
It's fantastic. So the way that I try to connect with those students, well, certain institutions in Florida and other institutions abroad that I work with, they have that cohort of students that are first time generation students. So they suffer from a lot of imposter syndromes at different levels. So the way that my approach is this is how I approach a lot of things, is authenticity, telling my story, because guess what? I was a first generation college student, healthcare professional, health leadership executive. I was first in all of those things. So just sharing my story of, when I started out, as I said, in the health care space, I was a hospital transporter. I had no network, no contact, no clue, right? So I had to really have a drive and a hunger just to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, that is the ever evolving space that you need to stay in as a first generation, professional. I think everybody, when you're on that success pathway, it's a comfortability with always kind of being out of your comfort zone, but definitely just telling them my story as putting myself through college as a first generation student, going to a major university with my 6-year-old son at the time as a full-time science student, with the kindergarten on site with me and juggling 2 part-time jobs. Like, you just have to go for it. As they say, in order to get things you never had, you definitely have to do things you never done. So sharing, being transparent as possible with my story as a first generation and how I've been able to break through certain levels of glass ceilings. And I've come out unscathed and better for it. So giving that light as an opportunity of inspiration, if you will.
So you just described so many different things that you had to do at the same time, which means that you're like multitasking at 1,000.
Yeah.
Knowing that critical thinking and being able to make to the minute decisions is something that this generation does not do as well as other generations. What are you doing to encourage young people who possibly stay glued to mobile devices all day long? What are you doing to prepare them to be strong thinkers and multitaskers in their industry?
Well, that's great, because what we do here at Upskill specifically, we build programs around that. I think mobile devices, AI technology is not going anywhere. A lot of kids now in the younger generation, that's all they've known. You go to stores and you see little babies in the carts and they have a device in their hand. That wasn't my reality. So I don't think it is to take away what is pretty much a staple in this generation, is to actually use this tool and see how we can basically expand their mind beyond the tool. How can we collaborate with the tool? How can we take this device and still stimulate thought in the process? So that's why with Upskill, I developed it where we have asynchronous programs to challenge how you're thinking about not only your career, challenge how you're thinking about your self-limiting thoughts, which is imposter syndromes. So we give a lot of challenges and assignments that's going to push you out of those comfort zones, whether it's with the device, the assignment, or it is some assignments like, hey, we talk about what is a mentor versus what is a sponsor. And then we talk about system thinking. So that means that what system are you going to put in place to stay connected to these mentors? What systems are you going to put in place to stay connected with these sponsors? So for example, with a sponsor, that's typically someone in an organization that can go and advocate for you internally. So can we set up an informational interview, right? So can we use this tool, the Zoom meeting, as a way, as a vessel for you to, so you can professionally brand yourself and create those new levels of opportunity. So long story short, we take the tools that's there and we teach them how to leverage it and how to use it in a skillful way so you can be in the positions that you so rightfully deserve to be in.
So I'm sure that often causes people to have a need to retool. Having been a higher education professional, I'm always interested in what makes people embrace the daunting task of going back to school again. You know, you mentioned that after having been in corporate America for a long time, you decided to go back and get a degree in biomedical technology. What do you say when you find out that someone who's interested in a career path in medicine or in the health industry needs to go back to school, but is not interested in classroom space, really don't want to go back into a student loan type situation or financing education again, but you know that what they've learned and their experience is not going to get them to their career goals in their industry? How do you convince somebody who's later on in life or more mature to go and sit beside young people who may not have their same experiences? That's got to be an interesting task.
Yeah, that's a very interesting task. So I just always look at it like it's really not everybody's journey is their journey, right? Whenever I took upon myself, because I was at like I said, I was a national leader for a very prestigious Mayo Clinic. And I didn't have to go back and get my master's degree. I was actually offered another promotion right there. It was mine if I wanted. I chose to do that because I always look at the long game, right? This thing is chess, not checkers, right? So I personally look at the long game and say, okay, pain is temporary, regret is forever. So I don't want to ever put myself in a position for where I'm trying to go, right? And now I put that caveat there because guess what? Over 25 years ago, when I started into health science and healthcare in this sector, we didn't have all the technology certificates that you can actually apply and leverage now. So first of all, we have to do what the great Steve Covey said and start with the end in mind. You know, now me, I like to run stuff. I'm just going to be honest. I know me. So I know what that entails. I look up people that's CEOs that's doing X, Y, and Z, and I look up their track record and I kind of align that with my vision. And I don't want any bottlenecks when it comes to my credentialing or anything of that nature. So I chose to go through the pain, and it was turbulence, right? Because that's what happens when you pivot. Being out of school, I think at the time for 8 years, and I'm in a full-time graduate program. It was tough, you know, but like I said, kept my eye on the prize. Now, so with that being said, it's not my job to convince anybody. You have to kind of be clear on what you want. Is that more of a certificate? Do you want to give this organization X amount of years and then take advantage of tuition reimbursement? Are you young enough to pivot over into the military and let them pay, you know, a certain amount? So it's just different strategies that you can employ in your career, and just really knowing the long game and how it's going to serve you, because everything is seasonal. The school will be over. The certificate program, it too will pass in time.
So in post-COVID, you're talking about the long game. Like it seems like industries change on a daily basis now, especially with the advent or the introduction of AI into the space. What does this? How different is medical and health industry now in comparison to, you know, someone who would have started maybe 10 years ago? There must be a whole lot of new challenges, and the curriculum has got to been adjusted a whole lot in order for them to be able to be actively working today, right?
That's correct. Like I said, it's so many different changes. I mean, this always makes me feel old whenever I'm at certain networking events or things of that nature. And now we have, when you go to a medical conference, you have a CIO, a CMO, a CTO. I'll be honest, even when I was at the National Institute of Health, I always went to conference. You didn't have these positions. So as this technology has become integral in the healthcare space, these new positions and roles, which is rightfully deserved and needed in the field, are now, emerged in the field. So as I said, I think a lot of things that you need to do is have an agile mindset. If I can't employ that enough to be as adaptable and as fluid as possible stepping into this field, because things are moving, and with the AI with technology in general, things are moving at such a rapid pace. I was interviewing and talking to a good friend of mine who's the director of pathology up in Atrium. He's in North Carolina, and he said he never could imagine that his department, which is blood bank, he always thought that would be handheld, but now they have half the staff and everything is automated. The robots are pouring off on the blood banks and things of that nature. So what is needed now in his lab is finding false positives and learning to read data and learn the story behind the data. So this is a skill economy. It's very essential to learn new skills, to be as agile as quickly as possible as this technology continues to, take us on this whirlwind.
So learn new skills, possibly go back to school, compete with other people who are maybe much younger than you, manage a household, work your corporate job. It sort of seems like balance needs to be class number one.
Yeah.
How do you find that balance in your experience?
Well, I take it one step at a time. Some days I'm a better businesswoman. Some days I'm a better wife. Some days, well, my son is now off in the Navy somewhere in Asia, but, and some days I'm a better mom. So you have to give yourself grace in this space. You have to know that mental health, work-life balance, those things are very much essential. So as you said, it's a mindset. When you're going into the field, and like you said, I landed in graduate school with young adults, young enough to be my children. But guess what? I brought so much of a wealth of experience and knowledge to that program, and they was able to show me, I still showed up with a paper and pencil, and everybody was like, where's your iPad and your iPad? So they showed me things. So it was a good synergy there. So it's just about meeting yourself where you are on a daily basis, start with the end in mind, and getting with seasoned professionals such as myself or the Upscale platform to give you that support system that you need to get to the other side of your goals.
So with all the success that you've had in your industry, I know you can look back and see some things that you wish you had done differently, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, is there anything you would share about an adjustment that you would have made to your path if you could have done it a different way?
That's a good question. And I guess the wiser me would say, all things are lessons that we will, that God would have us learn. So I don't have too many regrets. I think because I've always been a person that sought mentors and chased them down at every level. Maybe, and this is something I talked about in my free ebook, Avoiding Health Science Traps. Looking over in my career endeavors and looking at the traps that I kind of didn't know about and slipped into, the first thing that comes to mind is having negotiation skills. I think that's imperative. I think especially being a woman, a Black woman, we're typically at the lower end of the totem pole when it comes to the salary. So knowing acronyms like your ZOPA and things of that nature and how to really negotiate sooner than later, because once you're in the position, and the position is always typically require more work than they advertise, you want to make sure that you go in with strong negotiation skills and knowing your market value in the place. So I think sometimes when the promotions was coming so fast, I was just excited and yes. You have to recognize that your yeses are expensive. And what's the trade-off in there? So having that mindset probably would have served me a little bit better looking back. Oh, I can't hear.
So you're talking about negotiation skills. You're in the health industry, primarily male driven, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
How much leverage does an African American woman have coming to the table talking about negotiating a salary? Because a lot of us don't feel like or have not realized that there's more value in our experiences than people would tell us.
Yeah. I think your leverage is your experience, your expertise, your credentialing. Everything is different depending on the role. And you have to know going in, my mentors used to tell me all the time, they're not doing you any favors. You're there for a reason and you are amongst your peers. So when you're very clear on your strengths, and your weaknesses, right? And you know how to create a compelling story around your strengths so you can definitely be as visible as possible and articulate as possible on the value that you bring. So when you're very clear on the value you bring, your strengths to the industry, and how that value can be a very much a profitable asset to the industry, you go in there a little bit more confident with your, with your shoulders back, with your head up, because you know that just how this organization is sitting you at the round table to discuss possible roles, the next organization is waiting for you as well. So there's never any lack. And, and like I said, you have to know that you are amongst your peers. And these are thought leaders.
Now, you have had an extensive career, right? And yes. I imagine that as you've gone along in that process, that there have been some interesting barriers. There have to have been ceilings at some places that you've been able to break through. What has it been like as a journey of an African-American woman going through the health industry from corporate to now doing what you're doing as in terms of inspiring and tooling other people to enter into that workplace?
That's a fantastic question. So it has, I would be dishonest if I didn't say you don't have your microaggressions, you don't have the lack of cultural competencies when it comes to conversations that you're privy to, and certain things they're making jokes of. You're like, okay, hold on, that's a little offensive, but really they just don't know because they're really not culturally diverse. And they really just don't have the exposure. Not making excuses. We can always learn new skills, right? But sometimes you are dealing in a workspace where you have at least 5 generations now in there. So you got your boomers, you got your Gen X, you got your Gen Zs, you got your millennials, opposed to 10, 20 years ago when it was 3, right? 3 generations. So that gives some complexities all within itself when it comes to cultural competencies. So a lot of times, I know this sounds cliche, but in my case, I always know what I want, and I really don't take no for an answer. And if the opportunity isn't available, I create it, right? So I did that enough in my industry where I identify gaps. If you're doing your job to the job description, then you missed the whole job. I go in and I see what's not being done, what's not being performed, and then I create in that space. And then I sit my bosses down and then I tell them, hey, this is what we need to do to have more efficiency, to work on our bottom line, things of that nature. So when I can identify those gaps, I don't think they're necessarily looking at me at that moment of, oh, this Black woman did this. I think it's more at this point, wow, she showed us something that we were completely missing. They see your value in that space. And then, like I said, but first you have to see your own value. And then they allow you to kind of go in your expertise and kind of, as you say, break those glass ceilings so you can contribute to the organization.
So you, in terms of you being valued by other people, you have to first assess your own value, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you see your preparation in comparison to some of your counterparts? Did you ever have a feeling as if, imposter syndrome makes you feel like you're inadequate, but do you ever feel like, you weren't necessarily prepared to do what was ahead of you, and you had to either scale or you had to go retool yourself?
Yes, that is yeah. I remember one of my last promotions, whenever they were creating this brand new department and they needed someone to create it and to lead it. I had another gentleman who was in running for the position of myself. And oh my God, he had these tech skills that I just wasn't privy to at the time. So I kind of focused on my race. What do I have? What can I expand upon, right? And what I did in that moment, even though I was in a particular position, I would jump back and went to a project management program that was at my local community college. And what I realized when I came to the table versus when they interviewed me, he came to the table with what he already had, right? When I knew I was up for this same promotion, I came to the table for what I already have, but wait, there's more. Now I have a PMP, and you definitely need this project management skill set now, so we can actually take all of these departments nationwide and make them synchronous amongst the healthcare institution. So I was never complacent. I never got comfortable of, oh, I used to work at this organization or I used to work at this organization. I looked at it kind of like the turtle and the hare. I think he kind of knew he had the edge on me with the tech and da-da-da. So he kind of put his feet up and I just kept running. I was like, okay, what else can I do? What else can I do? And that ended up ultimately giving me the promotion for that organization.
So in addition to your skill set and your stick-to-itiveness, there's also a bridled sense of confidence, to even think that you can move forward or even surpass other people or compete in your industry. Where did that confidence come? Did you play volleyball? Like, what was it that kind of confidence came from that makes you show up the way you show up in rooms?
Well, I think just you said that I play volleyball, but no, I don't think I was. I mean, I had 5 brothers, so that made me pretty tough, right? Because they was always trying to test out a new WWE position on me and put me in headlocks, and I never liked to give in. So, but I think it was just like the imagination is so powerful, even as a little girl. And, I come from a middle class or so family, but when I saw other people, how they lived and the accesses they have and the opportunities they were able to give their children, I just used to think like, why not me? Like, what's the difference between them and me? And in my younger mindset, I saw no difference, So I heard a saying a long time ago, success leaves clues. So I said, oh, and I believe that. So I said to myself, it's up to me to find these clues and put them together so I can get the life, that gives me a certain level of freedom, a certain level of access, a certain level of exposure. And I just decided never to set limits on my ability. So whether it's pushing a a patient from room to room, I'm still dreaming. I'm still seeing myself in other places, or even as an executive level. I always say, you still got to go back to that little kid in you and ask yourself, what do you want to be when you grow up? Whether you're 20, whether you're 30, whether you're 40, and then just take the leap and dare yourself to do it.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm super excited. I can't wait to get the ability to throw my name in to do another fireside chat with you. I mean, the information that you shared from your perspective of being in your industry, I'm sure there's a lot of young people who may be watching this and maybe have graduated and haven't quite landed a job yet, and are really able to gravitate and really glean from the information you shared. So I'm really appreciative of all that you've done here. This is my second time seeing you, and it's been great.
Yeah, thank you so much, RJ. I really enjoyed your questions. They were very thought-provoking, made me kind of go back in my memory and say, you know what, I did have to overcome some things. But like I said, it's just it's really what we tell ourselves, and block out what everybody else is doing. Focus on what you're doing, identify those strengths, and just really go for it. What do you have to lose?
I know that's right. Thank you again so much for sharing. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Wow, the Black Business Network always has amazing guests with amazing stories. I just enjoy the opportunity to have fireside chats. You never know who you're going to meet and how their story can impact yours. Listen, the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. The Expo is a fundraiser for students. You can go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on the screen below, and that's $BBXUSA. Again, $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops to up to $5,000 to 10 very, very qualified students. Students can also register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We also want to take a moment to thank our Black Business Expo sponsors for May 2024, NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Riche Coaching and Training, 5-Star BDM Media, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, B&H Associates, the Hello LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Melanie Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and of course, the Black Business Expo USA. My name is RJ Stevenson, the founder and CEO of Creative Concepts Production and Design. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black Business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
Hey, what's the closeout?
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented